Okay, it's Christina Merkley. It's the process pop-up Sunday, what is it, the 13th. And I've got Lori and Kristen with me. And we're going to, like my visual songs, we usually start out with 10 minutes or so of meditation just to help bring us into the stillness and the now, which helps with the field and just a beginning of whatever we end up interacting with here in the pop-up. So I just asked Lori and Kristen if they'd be open to doing that. So yes, and that's great because I'd love to bring this into the public process pop-up at large as well. I'd love to bring it, frankly, into everything that I'm doing, coaching and facilitation work online. So bit by bit, I'm able to do that, which is nice. So we're going to start here. I'll keep my eye on the waiting room as well. We might have others come in. I don't have a prepared sign to warn them that we're meditating, so forgive me if anybody joins us. I'll have to quickly let them know that go sit in stillness, and we'll join soon enough here. Okay, so with that, everybody present is familiar and knows there's many different ways to meditate, but knows how to go with this, so I don't have to do any explanatory upfront stuff about meditation. So I'm just going to set my timer so I don't get lost in stillness. And I'll meet you back here and we'll see who we are and we'll progress in 10 minutes or so. Thanks. I'll mute myself too. Lisa, we're just meditating for a couple minutes. So just join us with sitting in stillness for a bit. Okay, welcome, welcome. Welcome back from stillness. You're welcome to sit in it forever, as you like. That was really nice to bring in stillness and meditation here into the process pop-up container as well. So I'm just kind of trusting the process that unfolded today, kind of been taught step by step here about what's to unfold in this process pop-up. So I think a next significant development just occurred there. Yay. Also, it helps as people are getting themselves here for people to come in. So I think I'll continue with that, and I'll put up a little sign so it's not so, what are they doing when you come in? Yeah. A couple things just before we get going. I'm here in an art and cultural center, and my fabulous musician and art music teacher next door, their church services have gone online, so him and some musicians are collaborating. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it through my speakers, but if I start humming Christmas hymns, you'll know why. It's actually really nice energy in here. Secondly, I do have my tablet, which I use to take visual notes. It's been a little finicky. There's been a couple of updates with Windows lately, and they haven't connected so well with Sketchbook, but I hope with this latest update they've done that the bugs have been worked out. But if I do lose, if I'm midway through doing a map and it freezes on me, I can ask for help on your end. If anybody's good with screenshots, take a screenshot for me and stick it in the chat. And I'll just go analog, and I'll take paper notes, which reminds me to have some paper nearby. And I'll build it up from that base. Hopefully it won't happen. And I can just go completely old school with paper and markers, which I have next to me as well. So anyway, we will not be thwarted if tech gremlins happen to us. Now, given we just did stillness, and hopefully I haven't interfered with that too much with the blah blah I just gave, but we'll just do this more typical satsang style. Instead of doing check-ins, I'm just going to let it pop, which means if you have anything that you're bringing to the container that you'd like the group's assistance on, and myself, what we do here, all of you have been here before, so I'm not going to bring up my startup chart, but just to quickly summarize it, it's a process pop-up. So we come, you drop in, so wonderful, who's here is who's showing up today. And it's emergent processing work. So we'll just let it unfold. We'll be quiet here for a sec. And if somebody has something that they would like some assistance on, you'll just unmute yourself, pop up and say hello, and then let us know what that is. And there's a whole whack of processes that I have at my disposal. Lately, we've been doing a lot of inquiry work. So it may be that, or maybe one of my other, something that requires a visual map. I'll bring that up onto the screen. And we'll just find our way. Also, reports are fine. And reports is, if you've been here before, and if you've been applying some of the techniques and approaches that I've been outlining here in the process pop-up, just let us know how that's going. And of course, you may have your own protocols and approaches, right, that you're bringing to your own inner work. So just love to hear how it's going consciousness-wise for you, right? This is an incredible opportunity, as hard as it is in the world with the various things happening, to become aware of our consciousness, our conditioning, our patterns, right, our shtick. So likely you have some of that going on. And if you care to report out on that, that's another thing as well, in addition to inner work, right? It's just reports on what's going on for you in the unfoldment of your inner work at large. Okay, so with that, also, there may be periods of silence, so just doing your best to be completely okay with that, right? That's also a part of this, as well as things find their way about how they want to progress. All right.
Well, I have been having some inner conflict. I'd love to get some guidance or feedback on. Maybe I'll get a bit more rest or not. Don't know. And it's just around, of course, money and career, the typical one. And just for a quick background, I left a well-paying government job a year ago. I didn't take a leave of absence. I quit. I just left. It was 10 years. It was like I knew. I just, all the passion had gone and I couldn't bring it back. I knew I had no power to do that. And I felt okay with it. I had all these plans for this year. I was going to take off just to travel, to help with family, yada, yada, yada. COVID comes. But that's okay. I discovered I don't mind just being working less and being at home. Somehow it felt okay. And now, but there is, and I found a job in my community, a part-time job. I work in the same building that Christina works in. That's how our paths crossed. And I really like it. It doesn't really pay what I'm accustomed to, but I still really like it. And I feel a sense of service, but it's not really enough to live on. And so there's a part of me that it's just like, that's okay. You know, it's unfolding fine and you'll be okay. You're okay right now. You're okay right now. You're okay right now. And you really like what you're doing. And then there's the well-conditioned part of Lori who's like, get back in doing what you know. You have a government. You can easily get back in government. Government's knocking on your door. They will pay you and get that, because I'm in my mid-50s, finish your pension. Do not leave that pension where it is now, because it's not enough to live on if you live till 90. And so that back and forth, there's that rational part that this would be the smart thing to do, and my heart wants nothing to do with it.
Well, so there's kind of right off the bat, there's two obvious processes that pop out, right? And we'll go with one of them and just know that you can also, as I throw them out on the coffee table to consider, you can always go with the other approaches too on your own. And so we'll see, we'll give you a choice here. There's polarities there with those, you know, conflicts or dichotomies or sides, right? So that's one approach, is doing the polarity square. And the other is inquiry. And there's lots of other ones we could do as well. Future self, bop you out there in consciousness and see what she has to say about it. Yeah, those are the three that are coming to mind. So as I put those on the coffee table, right, I always think like, we're in a living room, we're in a digital living room here, and we have a digital coffee table. So I plunk things onto the coffee table. I invite everybody to think about that as we're all, you know, sharing or putting things out, that they're put on the coffee table, and it's up to you to pick them up, you know, and what you care to pick up. So Laura, you might not have full information on all those, but I know you're going to have some sort of intuition or zing. So out of those options, did anything zing for you?
Well, more inner conflict, because I'm familiar with them all, and the future, like the future self's the one that jumped out, but the rational is like, yeah, stay in the now. Don't go, like the future is about becoming.
Let's do. Well, oh, there goes my tablet right off the bat. Yeah.
I've done a lot of visualizing of what it looks like, and I found it very powerful. So let's go with that.
Got multiple devices, so 1 second. I don't know what happened. It just completely did a refresh on the computer and said there was some, it's just been weird lately. Oh, Microsoft, I so love you. Okay. Ideally, I want to get it up on this other computer, so just bear with me. It's rebooted my computer, so I think I'll be able to get in there pretty quick. Although it may bop me out.
Christina, while you're doing that, could I introduce somebody to you all? This is
my manifestation before our eyes.
It's all your fault. No.
I will take credit for that. Boy.
She's 12 weeks old yesterday, and she's still looking for a name. She came with the name Iris, and she's a standard poodle with Bernese Mountain. And she's all revved up right now. So she might have some chew toys, and I might get up a couple times, but that's where we are with Puppy. Can't hear you.
She's beautiful.
Congratulations. Those of you who have been around for a while will know that's so wonderful to pop into physical reality. I hope you can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm just going to sign out of this one place that I am. And hopefully I'll still be on the other place. Good. I think I'm back. That's awesome to see, Lisa. I missed the name. Sorry, or it's still in process? What's your puppy's name? You're muted.
So far it's Iris, she came with that, but that's
I
not
see.
it.
I see.
That's
It's
not
in
it.
evolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't fit right.
We're taking submissions, so if anybody has suggestions,
Yeah.
I have about 100 and none of them have worked. So.
Very happy for you. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to screen share in a sec and fingers crossed. Yeah. I don't know, ever since I did that post about, look at what I'm doing behind room 1034. Like the next day, it was like Bug City. It's been pretty good for years and years, but anyway, okay. Now, sorry, Lori, I have returned, and last I heard was you were resonating with future self, but then conflict was coming up. And the head was popping in, right, which kind of brought me back to inquiry, intellect. So let's go, I would say let's go there first, knowing we then may be able to have access in a more easier way to future self. And sometimes that kind of consciousness pops up in inquiry as well. All right, okay. Just need my stylus, there we go. Okay, so we all kind of breathe in, and Lori in particular, and just see what's most conscious at this point in time. And we're just going to meet that. It might be a thought. It might be out of the thoughts you've shared already. It might be a emotion. It might be a body sensation, anything.
Confusion.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So, as you know, I'll just throw out things on the coffee table for you and consciousness as you're interacting with it to consider. Just checking if I'm still recording. Yes, okay, looked like it went through all of that. So just meet confusion, confusion to the best of your ability. Even if you don't believe these words, say you are welcome here.
You are welcome here. What is that I usually say? Thank you for arising. You're welcome here. Stay as long as you like.
Just try this. Try. You're right. We don't really like it, right? Because there's this not necessarily comfortable in the confusion, right? And understandable tendency, human beings, we tend to like everything all tickety-boo, right? So it's not necessarily tickety-boo because there's confusion here. So just saying, you're right, it's not tickety-boo and I don't really like it. And then just see what happens as you unfold from here.
And I can feel the tightness in my,
Okay,
my
that's where
throat, my chest.
yeah, so tightness in throat, is that what you said? And then chest?
My chest, I can feel my hands.
Okay, yep. So we're going to welcome that because that's the next layer it's going to. So just agreeing that hello, tightness. Yes, yes, yes. It's there in the throat, in the chest, in my hands. I can feel it. And just to the best of your ability with the words, you are welcome here, tightness in these areas. I don't like it, right? So probably there, it's uncomfortable. There's a no thank you in there. Yeah. To see what unfolds from here.
And do I just continue to talk?
Yeah, whatever the layers come out.
The
Yeah.
next layer that kind of came up is okay, let's look.
Yeah, okay. So hello, okay, let's look. You are welcome here. Yes, please, good idea. We like that. Might not like, there's a split in there, right? There may be a yes, please, and a no, thank you, or like,
Yeah, I think the other thing that's popping up is just fatigue. I'm tired.
Yeah, agree with that.
Yeah.
It's true. Yes, that's true. So many people.
Like this, still, this again.
Right. Okay, good. Yeah. Fatigue and that judgment, right? Like still this again. Here it is again. Don't like this. So just agree with fatigue. It's right. You're tired. You're fatigued. So many of us now have to meet fatigue. So just agree with it. Yes, 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 you're right. And there's a no thank you because you don't like it.
It's just wanting it to land somewhere. And
Okay.
knowing there's nowhere to land, but just wanting to tie it up so it can be, I can rest.
Yeah, so there's a longing in there. There's a longing for it to land and for it to tie up. So just let's meet all this. There's this still this again. So that's going to be intellect, right? That's mind, because mind's judging it and looking at it and having its, point of view on it. So we're just going to, thanks intellect. We want to recognize intellect and mind popping up. And you never want to make intellect and mind wrong because it's in service of us, right? We all have to have one, and thank goodness we do. And in there is love, right? Might be worried love, but it's love. So we're just going to recognize intellect popping up. Oh, hello, intellect, you're weighing in on this, right? Thinking, oh, not this again. We should have this all figured out. And then just saying thanking it, and just, oh, thank you. There's your love. There's your trying to assist me and figure this stuff out through the mind and the intellect. And I don't know if it's mind or if it's another aspect. It might be multi, but wanting this to land, there's a longing. So just really appreciating and recognizing longing. Longing's a big deal, right? And whatever landing and tying up will bring, right? What that longing is underneath that for those things. Just, oh yes, there's a longing here. You're right, big longing. And see, you can ask this question, see what happens, right? So what is before there was fatigue, or before there's this tightness and confusion, what was there? There may be the longing for return, right? So just see if as you ask it, what were you before you were fatigued and tight and confused? And see what it might say.
Well, in my head, the word kind of alarmed comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, alarmed, scared,
Yep.
Feeling that if only I could know the future, I could look at
Yeah, hence the attraction to future self.
Yes,
Yeah.
only I could know, then I'd be okay to take a risk if I just could know.
Yeah. So we're just going to meet all that because that's beautiful, right? So it's probably, so alarm shows up and scared. And if only the future was known, then I could figure out this risk, right? It wouldn't be a risk, right? Because you know, yeah. it, it would be safe, yeah.
But there's then the other part of me that it's like I've taken risks before. It's always been okay, and to to step out into the unknown.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's that longing too, because it's always been very powerful to do that, even though it is so scary.
Yes. Yes. So you're just going to agree with the two sides of it. So the one side is the scared, this is alarm. I'm alarmed, right? I'm scared. It would be nice if I could know what the heck was happening here. It would take the risk off. I could act in a safe way. And then the other flip of it is saying, you've taken risks before and it's turned out and it's actually been really powerful. So just agreeing with both of them. The first one with the alarm is like, you're right. We don't like that. And the other side is saying, you've taken risks before. It's been powerful. It's turned out okay. Now with the part that's scared, just see, it might be this other side, but just do your best to go, come here, to the scared part, right? And cuddle it, right? Or give it a kiss or whatever feels appropriate, right? My teacher always talks about Lao Tzu's grandfather, right? So if you have an association that's supportive to grandparents, right, then act to it like a grandparent.
Yeah. And that's kind of the image that's coming up, is just somebody holding that small me, just holding me and my head.
Yay,
Right?
exactly.
And her shoulder or whatever, the wiser me.
Yep.
And it's just, brushing my hair type of thing. It's okay. It is scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is. And so it's brushing your hair and it's saying, it's okay. It is scary.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're safe. I'm here. I got you. I'm bigger. I can look after it. You don't have to handle it. I'll handle it.
Mhm.
Just letting that land however it wants to land. Just feeling that embrace of something that's much more capable and stronger and bigger that can look after.
Yeah, I just feel a kind of a relaxing. I can feel the relaxing in my body, in my throat, in my chest, in my hands.
Yes, please. Yes, please to all that. Yes, 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 yes. Coming to rest, a lot of that tension, just relaxing, resting, dropping it. Good idea. It's okay. More may continue. We'll just invite it to, it'll know what it likes, right? Consciousness gets patterned and it gets caught in these loops. And we're kind of showing it. See if it would like to. It's been tight and kind of constricted. It's starting to loosen up a bit. Just invite it to move however it wants to move. It will know if it wants to, and it will know how. So just kind of go, you can move, you can expand if you like. You don't have to stay tight and contracted.
And I can feel the energy moving, like moving up. It's definitely
Okay.
much more spacious.
Yes.
Little constriction, but I can feel energy moving.
Agree with that and say, good job. Okay, because it's showing you it's moving up.
And it feels I can feel its strength.
Beautiful, yes. And try it. Sometimes visibility is a problem, sometimes it's not, but just see, just say, you can be visible, you can be invisible, whichever way.
And yeah, I just the word embrace seems to be a word
that lands. Okay, so just yes, please to embrace. And more embrace, more moving up and expanding in strength. Good idea. And just see what happens from here. This may be this may be the work, right? To have access this and to be in this.
Starting to kind of an insights coming up, like, because I thought the fear is around money, but really it's about having to work too much and too hard. Going back to the known is there's a part of me, I don't want to work that hard anymore.
Yep.
It's exhausting. That's the exhausting.
Yep.
And but I equate hard work with money. There's some kind of something, they're tied together somehow.
Yeah, so just good job, intellect, right? The intellect is watching this and tracking this and it's connecting dots. It's trying to compute it and it's computing. It's not fully getting it all, but it's going, whoa, this is about working too much and knowing and not knowing stuff. And it's also about money. And then it's like, what do you know? This is about hard work equating with money. So just thank the intellect. Good job, good job. You're piecing some stuff together and you're seeing stuff. Now there's an opportunity to liberate mind too. So let's just see. You're doing a great job, mind and intellect, and you can keep going with this, but it seems like it's a little tense even in there too, right? Trying to piece this stuff and figure it out. So just invite mind. There are other ways you can be too. We thank you for the way that you've been with Lori, but just see if you were to, just like you're seeing the body relax here and move, right? And this kind of strength and bigness showing up. Mind if there was a move for you to expand anything that you want to do, by all means, test it out, try it out. That might land for it, it might have objections, whatever happens is okay.
Yeah, I feel like more energy moving around in my body.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and there's the intellect is, I can see that the fear is stay small, work hard, do what you do, stay small.
Okay. Stay small.
Stay with the known,
Do what you do. Stay with the known.
stay under the radar.
Okay, yeah, so it was uncomfortable about getting bigger, and that's the scene thing, right? Yeah, okay, so stay under the radar. Now, just agree with that. Oh, that was wise. That kept you alive, that kept you surviving. There's the personal here, but there's also the collective, right? So there's Lori's personal story throughout your life with this. Very wise, probably passed on, right? Might be some ancestral teaching there, right? And so big bow to the ancestry, because they got through, right? You're alive, so they did their job at a certain level, right? Survival level. Absolutely, big bow. And big bow to the collective human condition as well, right? This is ancient, this is big, of work and just keeping yourself small and staying in the known and being safe. Very wise for certain contexts, yes. And just you may want to you want to be really honorable, and this is operating for you, the ancestry, and at large for the human collective. You may want to drop some offerings, right? So you may want to put something at its feet to survival and to safety and to the known.
Yeah, and I'll always be doing that. I'll always be using what my skill set I've learned, and it'll always, that's kind of
Yeah, so you're saying, okay, we're not throwing that out. That's a good, let's keep survival, please. Good idea.
that's always going to be there. But yeah, there's the other word that comes up is there's a part that just wants to soar and is excited about, you just follow what life will show you. You just do the next thing in front of you. Oh, that's all you ever have to do. Life will show me there's nothing to figure out. And like that excites me. Even though that scared part of me just, really rears up and is taking care of me, right?
Yes, 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 yes. Good. Okay, so I want to soar, and life shows there's nothing to figure out. And yes, the survival stuff is going to be there, and that's okay. It had its role in place at the individual and family and group collective. Big history there. And just say yes, please, to the soaring. It's a yes, and you're not dumping all the survival stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, please, to the wisdom that's coming through that, life is showing. There's nothing to figure out here. Just soar. There were some other words you got there. Let me know if they're coming up.
Yeah. Well, and right now it's more, I can just see we're holding hands. We're doing this together.
Ooh, lovely. Yes to holding hands. Yes to doing it together. How nice. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that feels very, like there's a lot coming up with that, but it just feels true. Yeah, we're going to do it together. We're going together. And yeah, that function that wants to be so safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it needs hand holding.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like it just needs a hand. It just needs to be seen and help.
Yeah, and also this, come here, come close. It's okay. Back to the embracing it, being soft with it, being grandparent-like with it. And just, you know, that's deep stuff. Individually, family, collectively.
Yeah, I can feel it just release because there's tears happening.
Yes. Yes to the tears. Yes, please. Tears, release. Yes, please. Good idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oof. The map is not the territory, so you know there's some notes here as we went along, but it's inside of you and it's continuing to release and unfold inside of you. But just that, what you got to, right, and what you're feeling, what you're connecting with, and this beautiful wisdom that came from consciousness through the form of you. It's definitely not just personal. Yeah, I'm sure all of us can benefit from it. I know I certainly am as I'm tracking along here. So big bow to the sage in you. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.